They say they've been shortchanged for more than a century and that now it's time for the state to pony up a chunk of the fortune that they have been denied. Fox 26's Greg Rugen explains how thousands of Texans with Spanish blood in their veins are taking their demand for unclaimed cash to the Texas state
There's a land
capitol.
battle going on here in Texas with millions of dollars at stake. It's not about who lives on the land now, rather who lived on it generations ago.
In a story you'll see only on Fox, Greg Rugen explores why thousands of Texans with Spanish blood say the state may owe them a
Now we
fortune.
have been chronicling the efforts of Spanish descendants to reclaim energy wealth held by the state of Texas.
And recently, that struggle moved to a Texas courthouse where the ancestors of this state's earliest settlers showed up in force to fight for their rights. Fox 26's Greg Rugen was right there.
We're here to be the voice of our ancestors.
Since oil rights were never transmitted, those oil rights remain in the family.
For many here, it's just the latest chapter in a century-old story of dispossession and denial.
We lost our lands and our royalties and everything to the oil companies.
We also know that some were duped. In other words, they were tricked into getting off the land.
Here, accounts of forced eviction and violent intimidation are plentiful. Real tragedies preserved and passed down through the generations.
They were told that if you continue your search to get the property back, you will be shot dead.
All for billions of dollars worth of energy wealth that could have changed fortunes, altering hardscrabble lives for the better.
Being out in the fields picking cotton when they should have had money. They didn't have to suffer.
A lot of children that could have gotten a good education and could have made something of themselves.
For Al Cisneros, it is a powerful legacy, which inspires as much pride as his years flying with the Blue Angels. And yet simmering beneath his love of country is a fury over what he calls a terrible wrong.
The old faces that I remember as a child, and their suffering, their anguish, their tears. Los terrenos, mijo. We lost the land.
Here's where the story gets truly interesting. Over the past 5 years, a lady lawyer in LaPorte has convinced 11,000 descendants that mineral wealth beneath land long lost or sold is still their rightful inheritance.
About $1 billion is unclaimed royalty interests that belong to these unknown heirs.
Her name is Eileen Fowler.
I am a crusader.
And a convincing one at that. Fowler says these land-grant families never relinquished their mineral rights when their ancestors sold or were pushed off the property. After energy was discovered, many oil companies made only token attempts to learn who truly retained the rights, a practice Fowler calls grand theft.
You took these people's inheritance for 100 years, and they should be compensated.
It's not your money. It is not your money. It's ours.